Okay, we're here at Quoddy House in Lubec, Maine. This is take two. Turns out that life is a learning experience. I'm learning how to do things and not do them all the time. You can only get about 9 minutes of stuff on a recording here. So anyway, we're going to look at I hope this is a little more magnified actually than the other one. This is I don't know if you can see it, but we will when we get out there. The 160-foot DKAZ is dead ahead of us. This is the coax running out to it, and this is the Cat 5. There's about 600 feet of coax going out. I know that because I buy 200-foot lengths of pre-made coax because I'm deadly at making coax connector fit right. Doesn't work. I don't know if also you can see it. There's a little boat out here. It's not I think he's a scallop collector or sea urchins. They drag and get them that way. Mostly there's lobster boats that come out of Lubec, which you can see in the distance over here, the city of that mound. And they come out and they go out, they're trapped around the Bay of Fundy, which is this little narrow thing through here. That's about as much of the Atlantic Ocean as you actually see out here. Across the way, incidentally, is Canada. That's all Campobello Island. So we're walking out towards the DKAZ, and as we are, I'll tell you a little bit about the process of it. Last time I never really said how I got that big ugly thing up there. Get a 300-foot tape measure, basically. You'd start at your one end or the other of it and sight on where the azimuth is you want to be. So in this one, we started out with the end post here near the path, so I don't have to walk too far because I'm lazy, and stuck it in and kind of sighted off towards the hill on a tree that was about 105 or 110 or something near 100 degrees azimuth, which is what I was after. And you never end up with exactly what you started out with, but you'll get close, and you can always adjust it later if you need to. And you just walk it out. You walk it out 170 or 80 feet, and your other end then is a 160, and you've got two posts then, and you can start putting in the others and keep them in line by sighting down them. You're looking right now at 105 degrees, which is off towards southern Africa, the westernmost part of Latin America and stuff like that, and a lot of the Caribbean. So this is the end point. This is the part that you're nulling off of, is this direction. And it's like 285 for 105 degree forward angle. Just add 180 to it. And you're pointing basically at Montreal, which is what I use mostly for the good null. Daytime I can approximate by a couple of stations. I've got, I guess I approximate on Bangor on 620, and another one on, what is this, Skowhegan on 1160. They get closer, then I have to wait till dark when Montreal comes in to finish it off. So this is like a Dallas Langford version of a Vactrol. This in this box is just a Vactrol with antenna at the top coming in and power at the bottom. You're sending a very small amount of current out here on this Cat 5, varying it very little and changing the resistance that the antenna sees in so doing. That's how it works. And there's other ways to do it. Just sort of wood thrush over here too. There's tons of birds here. I love this place. I'm a bird watcher too. Just tons of them. Anyway, so the two wires, there's two separate wires going on here, right? There's one that goes out on the bottom 80 feet and then goes up in a delta. And there's one coming out from the other end 80 feet and then going up into a delta this way. So they're like opposing each other. And I do not measure the wires. Do not do that. Set the poles in at the right points. 0, 40, 80, 120, 160. Your wires will take care of themselves. Guarantee it. As long as the masts in the middle are the same mast, it works. That's the way geometry is, They're all guide, or the two masts are guide, with my famous fish lure system here, inspired by Guy Atkins. And I use tie wraps on rebar. Put it in about 2 feet in the ground if you can get it that far. This one's not. And leave 2 feet above. Put your tie wraps on to keep it there, and the other tie wrap is to hold this wire up. When there's 80 feet of it, it's going to sag. So if you pull it up to the right height in the middle, you're okay. The guys are necessary, as I explained in a video I did from Chesapeake Bay, because when the wind, which there's a lot of it here, these things just blow around. I've done it a few times without guys in the early days, and my God, you swear they're going to blow away. Let's see, put guy wires on. I was told I need to talk more about the middle. This is the center where the two wires come closest to one another. They do not touch. You see there's about an inch between them. They do not connect. They just are, you know, passing in the night, basically. And this pole is perfect for that because it just has these two little ears here for electric fence stuff. I've not tried, you know, varying how far they are apart and stuff. Maybe it makes a difference, maybe it doesn't. I'll leave that to somebody else to figure out. This works good for me. I'm getting on Montreal, I'm getting between 30 and 40 dB nulls. That's as good as you're going to get with this antenna. Other antennas, I've gotten things as much as 50 dB, but that's hard to achieve. Here's the other mast, also guide. Also, this one's only got two tie wraps on it because I came out here last night in an emergency and had to pick it back up off the ground. It's amazing what the wind can do. And this all this stuff on the ground, these are like barbs. There's prickers on these, and the string gets so tangled up in them, it just makes you want to cuss. I don't do that, but you know. This is the end of it. This is the business end of it, pointing off towards where we want to hear. And this is an FLG 100 LN. Wellbrook. I use the LNs without apology, because I finally figured out that, well, you know, what the hell, you can't get more signals, so don't start off with the older version so you don't have to attenuate in the house. So I attenuate in the house if the signals get too loud, but start out with as much as you can get out nearest the signals. That's a change of philosophy, but that's what I do. Basically that's it. I got to keep this short and sweet, but just take a look at the view. I mean, it's amazing. All the way from the Bay of Fundy, across Campobello Island, past the guy in the boat, towards the city of Lubeck, and just beautiful on a sunny day. On a not so sunny, foggy day like it was this morning, it's not so great, but it's still beautiful. That's it. Thank you.